Hello, 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 John Mason. How is everybody? How are you? How are you? I delight at recent victories that the United Auto Workers have been having in the South, a traditionally union hating region of the country. But instead of writing it off, there are still these dedicated activists and organizers still organizing workers in the South, North, East, West, all over the country. It doesn't make a lot of publicity. It's not a fad item. It's a commitment. It's serious business. It goes beyond less than season this year. Recently, employees at the Volkswagen plant in Chattanooga, Tennessee, have formally organized their union under UAW. And now there's work going on about organizing Mercedes workers in Alabama. And as always, the company is sending all its dogs on them. You know, the anti-union propaganda, the closed-door meetings, the captive audience meetings, telling you how god awful unions are. Establishment in Alabama are weighing in. Everyone from Governor Kay Ivey all the way down. As a student of labor history, it's an old story. Workers, for their benefit, for their well-being and the well-being of their families, organize to make their lives better. Not to take over the company, but to make the lives of the workers better. Because without the workers, the companies and their bosses would be just talking to themselves, getting nothing. But the bosses don't see it like that. The bosses have this limited idea of nothing more than their quarterly profit margin and how much that taxes can they urge their legislators to cut on them, and how much is a new mansion in the mountains, and do we need another yacht along with the three we have? All that crap. And along with the bosses and their resources are the forces of the state they have on their side. The courts and the police and the sheriff's deputies and the militia and even the regular army, along with the regular rest of the business community and the corporate news media of the day. That is what union workers have been up against in trying to organize. So, but instead of giving up, the workers continue to organize. And we need to organize, especially in this year. Because in the White House, we have Joe Biden. Not a perfect man, but a good man. And he's very pro-union. He cares about the working people of this country. And he marched in a UAW picket line. Keep that in mind. And we need more pro-worker politicians in office. And the union movement is essential for making the public aware what they're up against, who the real enemy is. And it's not immigrants coming over the border. It's not the kid in the corner smoking weed. It's the corporate elite double-crossing double-crossing working people and low-income people, betraying working people, exporting their company's factory and the jobs that go with them, and leaving the workers still here in this country without any work. And that's the agenda of Donald Trump. Oh God, how long do I have to keep uttering that foul name? Donald Trump is the enemy of America. He has sold his soul to the Russian oligarchs and Putin. Trump is Putin's pet boy. And he is so fond of other oligarchs and tyrants around the world. Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un, Viktor Orban, those guys. He wants to be an autocratic dictator just like them. And he is no friend of workers. Definitely not a friend of workers. He looks down on working people, but including the ones that buy his merchandise, worship him in his rallies, etc. And he has no respect for military men and women who came from the same working classes and low-income classes that the rest of us come from. I can't get over how Trump decided not to go to the cemetery in France set aside for the American Marines who were killed in Belleau Wood in 1918, because he didn't want to get his hair wet. How he has constantly called our military people suckers and losers. Their commander-in-chief. He doesn't care jack shit about them. So Americans, if ever there's an opportunity to join a union, do it. Or maybe start up one yourself. If your work site needs a union, needs to be organized, your co-workers need to be organized, contact the union relevant to your industry. And if it's an automobile plant, contact the UAW. Get in on it. And this way, we'll fight off the threat of fascism. Call it by its right name, fascism. We'll defeat Trump, re-elect Joe Biden, and beat back once more the threat of fascism. But they won't go down quietly, I warn you. They'll howl about stolen election and cause all kind of trouble, but don't let them deter you. If you organize in a union, you have the union behind you. You have your co-workers behind you. Which reminds me, June 7th through the 9th, an organization I've been very active in, the A. Philip Randolph Institute, will be holding its Northeastern Conference here in Philadelphia, June 7th through 9th. It's an organization of African American trade unionists dedicated to being a liaison to the African American community and the labor movement. Full disclosure, I'm the recording secretary for the Philadelphia chapter. And among the attendees will be our president emeritus and his wife, Norman Hill and Vilma Hill. And they'll be signing copies of their book, Climbing the Rough Side of the Mountain, It's their whole memoir, their activism in the labor movement and in civil rights. Do please look that book up. Climbing the Rough Side of the Mountain by Norman and Vilma Hill. Okay, I'm all talked out. Now, advertisements. All this work I do on my blog and my videos and my podcast and my poetry, fiction, everything is work. And like a good worker who expects to be paid for a good day's work, I need to be paid for my work. It costs money. And plus some more to move my work forward, step up my game. So please get on my website right below you, johnomason.com, and click on either the Buy Me a Coffee button or the PayPal button and see about donating to me. I greatly appreciate it, because it's only to you I want to be answerable to. Thank you. And also my novel, Soldier of the Cross, is available on Amazon.com. It's the story of David Lucas, who, as a young man in the early 60s, is a drunk and a horde chaser and a school bully. Gets in trouble in the army, comes out of it a born-again, fanatical Christian, trying to be a manly man for Jesus. But the way he goes about it goes all wrong. Leads him to disaster. Please look it up. Soldier of the Cross on Amazon.com. And also, Hemperific is a lovely little CBD product store located on Snyder Avenue near 15th Street in South Philadelphia. There you'll find some of the finest cannabis-infused products. Gummies and candies and flour and teas and drinks and lip balm and hand sanitizer and dog treats. Yep, dog treats. Please look them up. HemperificLLC.com. And also my beloved career and business coach, Michelle Snow. Michelle is excellent in helping you develop your professional career or a small business. Let you know what you're doing right, where you need work, and help you network with other up-and-coming entrepreneurs and professionals. Please look her up. GrowWithSnow.com. And in the scroll right below. GrowWithSnow.com. Alrighty then. I'm all talked out for now, but more is coming. So let's get organized in our work sites and our communities, in our neighborhoods. We'll band together and defeat Trump and everything he stands for. We can do it, Americans. Thanks. Bye.